1792. The United States of America declared its independence and adopted as unit of accounting or as national coin the United States dollar. It was a 25 grams pure silver coin that would also convert to 1.5 grams of pure gold. Like any other forms of money in the history, the United States dollar had its ups and its downs. But the last time when the United States dollar renewed its vows to represent a valuable asset like gold, or in other words, to be backed by a valuable asset like gold, was in 1944, when the world at Bretton Woods agreed upon an efficient foreign exchange system that would considerably contribute to the economic growth around the world. After dealing with the practical side of the idea, the efficient foreign exchange system became operational in 1958, and the United States dollar became world reserve currency backed by gold, which meant that $35 would be fully convertible in 1 ounce of gold. The system worked very well, but in the next 12 years, an idea just as exciting as cryptocurrencies today buzzed the world and made it shift and launch itself into the unknown. Credit. There's nothing wrong with spending over one's means as long as this process of spending over one's means is monitored and controlled. And in fact, this would contribute to the economic growth even more than the efficient foreign exchange system. Personal credit, business credit, government spending, allowances, benefits, you name it. We have it today in our society and we take it for granted. But at that time, it was a dream never achievable before. Like cryptocurrencies today make us dream that we can get something from nothing without digging a hole somewhere else. At that time, it was a dream to spend money you don't have using a credit card. It was a dream bringing the future into now via buy now, pay later schemes. It was a dream to buy the house, the car, the fancy home electrical appliances now in installments, rather than after and severe years of saving. The dream was big, and the only challenge to make sure that the side effects, inflation, is monitored and kept under a so-called
2%.
2%.
2%.
The 2% inflation target is key to the Fed's vision for stable prices in the U.S. economy, as well as the rest of the world.
2% Bank of England inflation target.
2% a year healthy level. The banking system introduced gradually into the society as much credit as the society could absorb. And this idea of credit was explored by many other countries. When these other countries turned back to the United States of America in 1970 to ask for the gold rather than for the dollars in their international transactions, The President of the United States of America at that time, Mr. Richard Nixon, found himself in a kind of a mission impossible, having to explain that the level of credit the American society absorbed meant a secret or a discreet and silent vote for the United States dollar to come off the gold standard and become a fiat currency. A currency that encourages an economy to spend, a currency that is suitable for economies that want to explore the benefit of the credit. So in 1971, Mr. Richard Nixon, the President of the United States of America at the time, suspended the convertibility of the dollar to gold.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets,
and made it clear that the world will still have in the dollar the world reserve currency, but there is nothing wrong for this currency to be fiat currency, especially because many countries explored the idea of credit as well, and they were, most of them, debt-based economies. Up until this moment of the story, all the countries are on the same boat. All the countries explore the idea of credit, more or less. But all the countries made international trade, and all the countries benefited from the efficient foreign exchange system. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring into your attention something that I leave it up to you to interpret. If it's something good or if it's something bad, and how good and how bad it is. This blossoming international trade forced the Western countries to shut down their factories, to shut down their industries, and moving these industries in countries that offer cheap labor, taking away the opportunity from their country to produce. And this thing forced them to borrow from future generations for their sustainability, which meant more credits introduced in the society. So United States dollar as a fiat currency was a currency suitable for their economies. On the other hand, these countries that offered cheap labor saw in this opportunity to work not only for themselves but also for other countries a great opportunity, maybe even one day to leave this debt-based system. And they decided to make the most of this opportunity, maybe one day to leave this debt-based system. They rolled up their sleeves. They decided to go through the pain of growth and through the austerity of change, and gradually started to build for their future generations rather than borrow from their future generations. The credit in these countries became less and less interesting, and the elaborate banking system vital for debt-based economies like the Western countries became obsolete in these countries that started to build stronger and stronger. We are not on the same boat anymore. And that shouldn't mean war. That should mean that we, the Western countries, we should reevaluate our values. That means that we, those that are chasing dreams instead of building wealth and opportunity for our future generations, we should at least dream less inflationary dreams. Technology at last found solutions for new forms of money that can keep track of the value it should represent a lot more efficiently. Forms of money that can skip the elaborate banking system that every 15 years goes in crisis. China envisioned, pioneered, experimented, tried, proved the central bank digital currency. The Chinese digital yuan was not designed to weaken the United States dollar. The Chinese yuan is only 3% of all the world currencies, far from being able to claim to become the main reserve currency. The Chinese digital currency is fully backed by gold, which means that anyone that doesn't want to hold Chinese digital yuan in their account, they can exchange it for gold straight away. And that means that the real competitor for the United States dollar is not the Chinese yuan, but the gold itself. The today's price in dollar for 1 ounce of gold is $1,969. And if we do the maths, we can say that in 52 years, starting with 1971, the United States dollar was devalued only 52 times. As a person that witnessed a fiat currency being devalued 10,000 times in 14 years, I can say that the United States dollar is a strong currency. I can say that the United States dollar is not on the brink of extinction, not by any stretch of imagination. The United States dollar is still reigning as world reserve currency, and we look up to it with respect and gratitude for its valuable contribution. But until the United States dollar decides to rejoin the world currencies backed by valuable assets like gold, these countries that raised their economies from the ashes of poverty and debt have all the rights to rely, at least occasionally, on currencies that suit better to their goals. Goals that we, the Western world, will have to contemplate at some point, because there's only that much credit the society can absorb. And now, our economies cannot absorb credit anymore. Now the credit is infused, or rather pushed, in the society, causing more than 2% inflation. With this, I'd like to wrap up. In a conclusion, currencies backed by valuable assets like gold are strong, reliable, and build wealth and opportunity for future generations. Currencies not backed by any valuable assets are volatile and build debt and are suitable for debt-based economies. So, what kind of currencies, what kind of money do we need to leave something meaningful behind us for the future generations? I'd like to hear your answer. For leaving something meaningful behind for future generations, we need money backed by valuable assets. As always, I do appreciate your attention and see you in the next videos. And bye for now.